feels like it's been a minute, which probably it has.
Yeah.
It has been.
Wouldn't it be awesome if your dick hole was like as big as a cup, so you could just pour out all of your ween piss?
Well, that's the show for this week. If you want to send us an email,
then you wouldn't have to wait for so long. You just dump it.
There's just like, wouldn't your whole dick have to be like bigger then? Like, and then it's just like it's too wide, and it's just
I don't know.
Then it becomes like a nasty.
You could just be like the size of a soda can with the end cut off.
You gotta not. You gotta not do that. I'm sure there is actually a subsection of people that enjoy.
Cock for?
That is not what I think it's called. But it's
sounding.
Sure, it's the act of sticking stuff in your little pea slit.
Yeah, they use like glass rods and stuff.
That sounds dangerous.
The cat is losing her fucking mind.
Huh. Wait, what's the cat's name again?
Jinx.
Jinx. That's a very lucky,
name,
luck-oriented name. Who named the cat?
The brother.
Oh, cool. Okay. Well, how old is it? She? Whatever.
Come here, stupid. She's like 5 weeks old.
Oh, dude, that's cute.
She's
a kitten still. I love that. Honestly, I'm all about this cat. You fucking posted that thing on Instagram with the cat, and everyone lost their minds.
Yeah, people appreciate cats.
Everyone's a big fucking fan of this stupid little cat. She's not stupid.
She's
I love her.
Fucking stupid.
I love her. Oh, this is so cute. Oh. Anyways, are you allergic to cats?
I'm allergic to pretty much everything.
Oh.
All fun things. This is what she sounds like for everybody.
I can't hear anything. Where's the cat?
Can you hear that?
I can't hear that.
Oh, well, she's purring at the moment.
Aw. Maybe I'll try and
clawed me.
My cat clawed me all the time. Why are no Instagram videos working? This is so frustrating.
Instagram has been down a lot recently.
Oh, is that what that is? I was trying to see that SpongeBob video you sent me, but it wouldn't load, so I was like...
It's pretty disturbing to look at, so you probably don't want to watch it right now.
Okay. Sony just confirmed that Tom Hardy will be back for Venom 2, so...
Oh, great. Who cares?
Great. I'm glad I saw that. I've been drinking this Cobbler Mountain Cider. I went to the store the other day and just got a bunch of ciders and stuff because if I drink alcohol, I at least want it to taste good. Beer's kind of gross, to be honest, except for a few beers that are okay.
Yeah, beer's pretty ass.
Pretty ass. So I figured, what's the next best thing? Cider. At least, it's like sweet. It's supposed to taste like something. But this one is not good. This one has honey in it, and at first I thought like, oh, apples and honey, like that's a natural fucking combination. But no, this tastes like drinking fucking Pedialyte, or not Pedialyte, Pepto-Bismol. Not good. So 2 out of 10. That's my review. Cobbler Mountain Cider, no good.
I've just been recently going to 7-Eleven a lot at like 3 in the morning.
You're the biggest fucking 7-Eleven stand.
Leave me alone.
In my life.
But there's this guy who works there, and he's always there when I go there. And one of these days he's gonna shoot me or something because I make him make me wings and pizza and stuff at like 3 in the morning. I'm the piece of shit who does that. But by make him make me things, it means like 2 minutes in a fucking oven. All right, I'm not gonna fucking strong arm about this. And if he ever says no, I go like, that's fine. And yeah, so he does that. And then recently I went there one day in air quotes, 3 in the morning, the witching hour every time.
Love it.
And I walked in and I looked at the little like display where they have like the already made wings.
Yep.
And he looked at me and I was like, "Can I have those? All of those?" And he was like, "No, those are bad and old and cold and they've been here for like 17 hours. You probably don't want those." And I just stared at him. I was like, "Yeah, I do." And he was like, "I mean," and then he just rung him up. He's so fucking tired of me. I could see in his eyes that he wasn't like trying to get out of having to box them up. He just wanted not to give me like the swine flu or something.
What was he? It sounds like he was about to offer you fresh made wings.
No, he was not.
Jeez.
He was not trying to make more wings. It was not in the cards.
This is so sad. Why do you go to 7-Eleven so much?
Leave me alone. I'm drinking fucking piss beer or whatever.
Like, I didn't even 7-Eleven was a big thing when I was in high school because there was one next to our high school, so kids would just go there to fuck around and like be assholes to each other. And literally, this kid who was I was friends with would walk to 7-Eleven after school, come back to practice with just like an armful of like hot dogs, taquitos, and like shitty 7-Eleven pizza, and he was on the
champion. He was a winner.
He was the meal of champions. And every time I looked at it, I was just like, this is like the most least appetizing fucking thing I've ever seen.
You're
in the
fucking
world.
stupid. People who say, oh my god, it looks like AIDS on a sandwich. It does not look like AIDS on a sandwich. It looks like fucking food. People who piss and whine about like all this bullshit, it looks like food. It doesn't look like it has like the plague, all right?
It looks like food,
Jesus
but I'm just
fucking
saying, like,
it looks so gross. It looks like no different than any other store's wings or fucking pizza.
you can
Bunch of whiners.
absolutely.
You can get a $2 pizza at 7-Eleven. Tell me where you can get that anywhere else. Shut the fuck up.
It's the very reason that it's $2 makes me question, like, what
I
goes
only
into
have
it.
the most pristine pizza from Papa John's.
Literally, that's all I ask. Like, Domino's,
so
Papa
stupid.
John's,
You're
like, that's
dumb.
fucking fine,
You
dude.
don't know
Like,
fucking anything about snacks.
with snacks to me is like shit that's impossible to fuck up. So shit like chips,
Yeah,
nothing
and it
that
tastes amazing.
nothing
and
that
I haven't gotten like the fucking like cholera from it or anything.
nothing requires fucking preparation, actual like meats, and like expiring ingredients. Like that's just asking for trouble. I feel
No,
like
you're stupid. You're dumb.
I feel this way because in large part my roommate in school, I told the story, but like he went to Subway. He just went to Subway like a fuck ton. And this is not you. He got the chicken. I don't know. He got like a chicken whatever the fuck sandwich, and every like third time he would eat it, he would get sick from it. But he would just keep going back and keep getting the same thing, and I was
like
just
Icarus.
And I was just like, there's literally another sandwich shop next door that is like the local like mom and pop owned sandwich shop, so it'd probably be better. But like,
Oh, these liberal fucking agendas that you spew all the time. And it's, support your local businesses. Shut the fuck up. Let him waste his money on terrible food. Except it's Subway, so don't do that. Burn the restaurant down.
I'm all for terrible food. I fucking love McDonald's. I think McDonald's is honestly the gold standard for cheap but like quality food at the same time. Even the worst McDonald's, and I've had some shitty McDonald's, is still pretty satisfying. Like I've had a cold Big Mac with cold fries and a milkshake that looks like came out green for some reason because the machine hadn't been cleaned in a while.
As
But it
soon
was
as they start
still-
selling a whole fucking pizza for $2, I will buzz there every night.
The fucking McPizza, which is sadly like only
Doesn't
available
exist.
in one location. But what about? I really just want a whole pizza for $2. Couldn't you just get a? When I lived in London
Caesar's.
for a little bit, everything was so goddamn expensive that I bought these frozen dollar pizzas that were store brand from the grocery store, and they were each like a pound a pop, so like I guess like $1.30 technically if you would do the conversion, and I just like lived off of those, and those were like very solid. But I guess like
But if you buy it from 7-Eleven, that makes it stupid.
that's because it's like sitting out all day.
No, it is not. They make them for you.
They make the pizza from scratch.
Sometimes I'll buy the ones in the display, yeah, but most of the time they'll make them for me.
Well, it's because you get the whole thing, right? You don't get it by the slice.
I'm not a fucking chump. What are you, some kind of idiot? You
That's
moron?
That's the fucking thing. Like, I'll give you that, because even in fucking pristine dollar pizza establishments in New York City, they will leave the pizza out.
All these fucking jerk-offs who
and-
like, we have to make it from some of the ground that we used to establish the subway system in 1862, or it's not pizza. You are all idiots, and you have no right to decide what food is. Fucking, if it's not Chicago deep dish, it's not pizza. Oh, if it's not New York pizza, it's shut the fuck up.
Chicago deep dish is just like
I hate elitist people so much.
I like it, but it's just like weird. It's like very different from like what
All of it
pizza
is good food. I don't care.
Yeah.
It's all really tasty.
That's fun. Well, so
Cheese bread, sausage, tomato sauce.
so what? When you go to 7-Eleven, what, you just load up on everything? You get wings, you get pizza. Do you just
See-
get every food in the fucking display case?
let me break it down for you.
Mm.
I get 2-piece of $4.49 Reese's Minis. I get 2 of those. I might get some chips. I get cheddar and sour cream Utz. I get some of that. This is not all the same time usually. Sometimes I might do some of that shit. Losing my mind at 3 a.m. But so I get some of that. If I'm really losing my mind, I'll get a 5-hour energy because I decided I don't want to sleep that night and I have work in the morning.
Oh God.
And then I might get some Slim Jims. Over under. I haven't really been getting Slim Jims recently because it's a little bit. I don't know. There's not enough bang for your buck, to be honest. Even those super long ones.
Yeah.
I love the spicy ones because they just really fucking wake you up in the morning because it's like my mouth hurts.
Roll the fuck out of bed, munch on a spicy Slim Jim. Get the fuck up.
Never brush your teeth.
Just eat a spicy Slim Jim.
I smell like a pirate most days.
Oh,
At least
yeah,
I don't
I'm
smell like
sure.
alcohol anymore because that would really just add to the potency of my. I feel like I was basting myself for like you know how people put their heads in jars and stuff.
Yeah. Wait.
I don't know what?
What?
Like ammonia or whatever it is. Like you fill a body with like chemicals to preserve it for a funeral.
Yeah.
And like sand and shit. That's basically
Yeah.
what I was doing to myself.
Jesus Christ.
4 Locos and cheddar and sour cream Utz, just like every day.
I mean,
But anyway,
to each their
so
own.
I get some of the spicy wings if I'm really feeling those, and I usually I get the ones in the display. I usually don't ask them to make me some unless there is none, and I really want those wings. Then I will ask them to make me some, and that's
they
even
ever
easier
out?
than making the pizza.
Are they ever
all the
out
time,
wings?
all the time.
Yeah.
Fucking what else? Yeah, a whole pizza, and they have sausage and pepperoni on them.
That's fucking
A whole pizza with some ranch cups, and I devour that in 2 minutes.
How are you not like obese?
I work out a lot.
Okay, that's fair.
I also rarely eat.
So like that's like the only time you eat is from 7-Eleven.
I make sure that I have at least one really solid meal every 2 days.
Every 2 days.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then most of the rest of the stuff is just like Coke and carrots and apples and stuff.
So you're like a horse, and then 7-Eleven happens.
I don't know why your mind drifted to that. Are you like a horse girl?
Yeah, I am.
Is name Beth?
No, my name's actually Cassandra.
You know what I actually played the shit out of?
What?
When my sister
Barbie Horse Girl Adventures.
was in high school, she bought like a whole CD case full of like
Horse
Barbie Horse Girl
Adventures.
stuff. And I'm getting tons of fucking feedback from this speaker. Fucking shut up. But they heard about Barbie, and this is the same speakers that I've been using since 1995. So they're like, I remember, I played those.
We play those sounds for you once more.
It's like Wheezy from Toy Story 2, the little like penguin with emphysema, black lung or some shit, where they just left up there because he has a broken squeaky.
Oh no!
You ever see the press junkets that Tim Allen and Tom Hanks do nowadays? Aren't those just disturbing to watch?
Oh, I haven't because I know Tim Allen's fucking terrible, and Tom
He is
Hanks
a
is
bad
still like the
person.
light of the entire world.
I don't know about that. He's
Tom-
a very cool person. I like his tweets where he takes pictures of gloves and stuff in Manhattan.
Tom Hanks?
Yeah.
I didn't know he was active on Twitter.
All he
at
does is he'll walk down the street in like New York or wherever he is, and then just take pictures of like abandoned items of clothing, and he'll be like, "I wonder what happened here."
I'm looking
It's really adorable.
his profile picture is so weird. Like it's him
because
like,
he's running.
weirdly.
He's on the go. It looks like it was some promotional shot for the Da Vinci Code because he's got a full head of hair.
Oh yeah. I can't. All I see is. Oh wait, yeah. Historic
He does
Route
that.
66. Roadkill. I hope not.
He's adorable. He's fucking adorable.
What?
What?
Why does he end every tweet with Hanks? Oh, I guess if it's signed that it's from him. Okay. I mean, that seems like weird. Like all of these tweets are signed off. You don't need to. It's not an email. You don't need to fucking.
God, you're fucking boring.
Fuck you. Ugh.
You're objecting to the way this. You literally just said the light of the world is in this man, and you're like, I'm not sure how he should end his tweets. Kind of bothers me.
I'm just
to be
saying, it was
honest.
interesting behavior I noticed.
Yeah,
but,
a likely story. Bake them away, toys.
have you seen Toy Story 4? I heard that's getting really good reviews.
No, I did see the Keanu Reeves is in it.
Yeah, I didn't realize that.
That's cool. I don't like the Toy Story movies very much. I like the parts in those movies. I like the part where the old man does the very meticulous repairs of Woody.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoy that. I like the music. What is with this fucking speaker? Shut up!
God. You need to not have those speakers. So you need to fix your situation.
Yeah, shut up.
I have never seen... No, I haven't seen Toy Story 3 was the one I haven't seen. And Toy
Apparently,
Story 4
it's
now.
dark.
Yeah, but like, how dark can a Toy Story movie really be? Like, when people say that, they like really oversell it.
It was very, very dark.
Like, people fucking die in that movie?
It was very dark for a Pixar movie about fucking toys. Let's just say that.
Is there a toy holocaust?
About as close to the toy holocaust as you. There's like a gas chamber equivalent.
Dude, what?
Yeah.
Why didn't anyone tell me? I would have seen that movie in theaters.
There's like a zombie baby.
What? Wasn't that in the first one? The second one?
No.
Like Sid had a weird baby
Oh yeah,
doll
he did.
thing?
He had like a sandbox
Yeah,
full
yeah,
of like
yeah.
dismembered toys that came back to life.
That kid was fucked up. I hope he's okay now. Isn't he?
He probably vapes.
Doesn't he grow up to be? If that movie was made today, you'd absolutely be vaping.
No, he'd probably be one of the kids with the tiki torches marching in Charlottesville.
Well, he could do both, honestly. Like,
He could vape while he's doing it.
There's a bit of overlap in those two like subgroups.
He's a fucking incel.
Was it? Absolutely. Yeah. Doesn't
Sid
he
is an incel.
Doesn't he grow up to be the fucking fat old dude in the second one? He's like a bug exterminator or something. I might be totally off.
Old dude.
I might be thinking of the enemy in the villain in Bug's Life. Like
Bug's Life I don't think Bug's Life had an exterminator.
Oh no, Bug's Life villain was an evil cricket named Hopper.
Yeah, who was played by Kevin Spacey.
This is gonna bother me to the end of my days. Toy Story 2 characters. Oh, I think.
You talking about the collector for the
Yes, it's the toy collector. I don't know why my brain was being fucking stupid and thinking.
Isn't he played by the fat guy from Jurassic Park, who I love more than anything in the world?
He's played by Wayne Knight, who
Is that guy...
I do not know. Oh my God, it's Newman from Seinfeld.
Yeah,
it is.
He's got one of my favorite lines in cinematic history, where he goes, "Don't get cheap on me, Dodgson." I love that line.
What is that?
Classic.
What is that in context of?
Oh well. He's getting paid to steal the embryos, and Dodgson is the agent from whatever the name of the company that's rival to Hammond's Industry, and Dodgson shows up, and I think it's like one of the Bahamas or something, and walks up to Hammond, and Hammond's just like, "Ooh, Dodgson, it's you," and then Dodgson's like, "I'd appreciate it if you didn't use my real name," and then the fat guy pauses, and he's like, "Dodgson, we've got Dodgson here." See, nobody gives a shit, and then.
Oh yeah.
It's one of my favorite scenes because it's just hilarious.
I like how they made the toy collector just look like Wayne Knight, like pretty much identically. Which Wayne Knight can be a good-looking dude, but not in the late '90s. So
and then Dodgson hands him his money, and then Wayne Knight goes, he's super happy about it, and then Dodgson throws him the little Barbasol can that he's going to use to transport the embryos. Everybody, there's an exchange and stuff. And then the bill comes for the food that Wayne Knight has been eating at this restaurant. And then he, sort of side-eyes Dodgson. He's like, "Don't get cheap on me, Dodgson." And makes him pay for it.
I love that. I found the penguin who has a broken voice, Wheezy. He looks sad and cute. And I just remembered there is a Buzz Lightyear cartoon called Buzz Lightyear of
it's got
Command,
the lady who can walk through walls.
Exactly. This show was fucking sick, dude.
I recently watched the first episode on a legal site, and, and
I love legal site. It's so good. Oh yeah, it's oh my God, dude.
The energy vampire, the technology vampire.
This is bringing back memories, dude. I remember this.
It's a pretty solid show.
The blue alien girl with red hair, was very pretty, and me being a 7-year-old was like, I wish I was Buzz Lightyear.
Back when not that much has changed really, but when all females on cartoons were drawn with an hourglass figure, because
I know, right?
Men know everything about anatomy.
Exactly. Like fucking Totally Spies is like the biggest fucking example of that. I feel like.
Yeah, they were really, really thin and weird looking.
Yeah, and then really a lot of the old DC animated shows like Justice League. Justice League, there's not like a single woman.
They all look like refrigerators. All the dudes in that show.
Yeah,
they're fucking enormous.
but like all the women like have the same fucking like body type, and then let me look this up just to confirm. But like they all look pretty identical. I think Wonder Woman is like slightly bigger, like her shoulders are a little wider, but other than that, God, this show was so good.
There's Giganta in that show.
Oh, that's technically true, I suppose. They absolutely have the exact same figure. Like their hips go inwards, like every single.
Dude, it's classic. It's classic anatomy.
Is that not what women look like? I am a fucking doctor. I would know. I have the
fucking
authority.
Doctor.
I love my. This is something I is off topic but on topic. I think 2D animation ages way better than any 2D animation that's like ever been done.
What was I watching recently that was really good? I pulled a memory from my brain and recently asked my eldest brother if he remembered what it was, and just described an episode of a show I saw on Toonami. It was an anime. And he was just like, "Are you talking about Casher and Sins?" And then all of the memories flooded right back. It's this really fucking cool anime. It's probably my favorite thing ever. It's like Mega Man, but really cool. And yeah, I've been recently watching that. Anime is fucking cool, dude.
Anime is cool. You know what I fucking love is when you think of something or are reminded of something you haven't thought about in like a decade, and then all of a sudden like a fucking like Metroid power-up, Bioshock injecting yourself with the new plasmid, you fucking like rush through your body like, ugh! I've unlocked this locked portion of my brain.
I think it's cooler when you think you're losing it, sort of like trying to remember a dream, but you manage to pull on the thread without it breaking, and you pull out all of the memory, and you're just like, I'm a genius.
Yep.
Sort of like how I imagine it's going to work when you jack in, like in The Matrix, in Cyberpunk 2077, with Keanu Reeves.
I'm excited. We didn't get to talk about any E3 stuff because the E3 stuff was.
So here is our talking about E3 stuff.
Let's start.
Battletoads looks boring.
Reeves. I do not give a shit about Battletoads.
Nobody gives a shit about Battletoads.
That game was a meme. I don't know why they felt the need to bring it back as a real game, but I'm sure some.
I like the little theme they played at the beginning that was like 8-bit.
Yeah, the music is good.
Chip tunes. It was like.
Music is good. So obviously the only thing I really give a shit about, actually I care about other
Fallen Order,
but mostly, let's start with Cyberpunk because that was the fucking thing everyone fucking loved. Cause
wake the fuck up, samurai!
I love that.
Trinity.
So the fucking big reveal is that Keanu Reeves is in this game and he is your fucking little. This isn't a spoiler because I guess it's how the game starts.
He plays like Johnny Silverhand.
Exactly. And for those that don't know, this game, Cyberpunk 2077, based off of an old tabletop game called Cyberpunk 2020, which is kind of funny to think about how like shit doesn't age well, and then like that year the thing happens and comes, and then we're nowhere near that. But anyways, Johnny Silverhand was like this thing called like a rocker or something, and they're like a specific like. Not necessarily race, but like a class you could play as, where their music has like abilities and stuff, I guess. And Johnny Silverhand was like one of these characters, and he was dope and like had all this lore and stuff. Obviously, that was like 50 years ago, so he's dead now.
And so
AI.
The new character is going to get a chip that has Johnny Silverhand's sort of ghost on it. And we saw an example of that in the trailer. When you first see him, he's sort of distorted because he's not really there.
Yeah, it's like a Cortana situation, I guess. Yeah. But I think that's cool because I was really worried he was just gonna be a dumb, kind of just cameo character, you know, like they couldn't afford Keanu Reeves for too long. But no, they said he's with you the whole game. And actually, an interesting rumor I saw was that you'll be able to pick between two companions. So Keanu Reeves is one of them. And the other one's going to be another girl, like rock star performer, whatever thing. And apparently, this is the rumor, I don't know how accurate this is that other character will be Lady Gaga. Which I think could be cool.
God,
sure
I hope
people
that's
will
not
be into it.
distracting.
Lady Gaga.
I had that same sort of gut reaction when I saw Keanu Reeves. It was like, oh God, I hope that's not distracting.
But distracting how? What do you mean?
Well, I mean, there's it takes you out of it to see such a big face, and I am so into immersion for this kind of game. Like for The Witcher, I would walk around slowly and very like coolly, and just like if I'd pan to the left, like I'm sniffing the air, like I sense danger, and then draw my blade, like all this like head ass like really into the weed shit, and it might take me out of it if I see Neo just walking around.
Yeah. I mean, this kind of goes back to that thing of like, when does a celebrity become more themselves and not like the character they're supposed to play? Like, that's the reason people are always like, oh, they should cast unknowns in this movie so that way I'm like more like invested and like immersed in the story or whatever. But like, honestly, I feel like more comfortable if it's like an actor I know about and like know well. Like, I think part of the reason I was sold on John Wick to begin with is because it's Keanu Reeves. I don't know that you could do that franchise with anyone else. Like, when I'm watching it, I'm not necessarily thinking like, oh, there goes Keanu Reeves. I'm just like, this character could not exist without Keanu Reeves. You know? So it's kind of like a one and the same situation.
No, I wasn't saying that he's been what's the word, not pigeonholed, but like typecast or something like that, because most of his roles are nothing like him in real life.
Yeah.
John Wick has nothing in common with Keanu Reeves other than maybe dogs or something. But like it's not that. It's just seeing his face, and also how basically identical he looks. Like, he's not playing a character who looks nothing like him. He's playing Keanu Reeves, essentially.
Yeah.
And if there's Lady Gaga, I mean, I feel like that would be less distracting because they don't know much about her.
Lady Gaga has the unique ability to
Do whatever she wants.
really drastically change her look all the time. Like, the most...
Is that a unique ability if you wear different clothes and you look different?
I mean, up until recently, she was constantly changing her style as a part of her persona or whatever. But it wasn't until like she was on A Star Is Born and like had that like success where it was a much more like broken down, just like simpler version of herself, that people are now just like understanding like, oh yeah, this is what Lady Gaga looks like normally. But I'm sure in fucking Cyberpunk 2077, she's gonna want to have a fucking field day with that, and I'm sure she will hopefully not look too basic or boring or anything. Because I fucking love Keanu Reeves, but his character I think is cool as shit. But I'm not gonna be here and pretend that his character is some like incredibly unique design that's like the pinnacle of a creativity. It's gruff dude with glasses wearing like black and like some combat gear. Like, that's fine. You know, Keanu Reeves looks good in anything. But with Lady Gaga, if she was wearing something like that, I'd be like, this is boring. This is a waste of like who she is and like what she can do. If she's not wearing like fucking like digital reflective clothes that are like a million colors or whatever, I'll be like severely disappointed.
Well, regardless, for some reason I thought that the character in the trailer that the protagonist, he looked a lot like Kraglin from Guardians of the Galaxy, who is Sean Gunn, I believe.
Oh, his brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think what else. It's weird seeing, like, you know how games will say, this is coming to PS4, Xbox One, PC. And now, like, I'm seeing, like, Google Stadia. And I'm just like, what?
Yeah, they really lit a fire under everybody's ass to get into that sort of streaming thing. Because everybody's sort of, like, leaking their own little ideas if they have nothing.
It's, like, I feel like it's just, like, the next, like, holy grail. You know? Like, if the first person, like, crack streaming will, like, obviously have a huge market presence. But I'm just still so skeptical of it. Like, I'm sure it'll be nice for people who don't want to invest too much in, like, buying, like, games equipment and stuff. I could easily see that happening. But, like, if you're, like, a person who already has, like, an Xbox or whatever, like, I feel like there's just no reason. You know, there's, like, not really much of a reason. But it's fine. Unless, because there's no Google Stadia exclusive, you know? Like, even though PlayStation and Xbox can play a lot of the same games, you buy a PlayStation because they have Spider-Man, they got God of War, and you buy an Xbox if you really like Gears of War for some reason.
Can I change the subject completely dramatically?
Go for it.
I have this little pen, and I like it a lot because it's a Pilot G207, and it's my favorite kind of pen.
Isn't it the really expensive kind?
It's not that expensive. It's like the plastic pen. But shut up. And I looked at it just now, and I remembered that it's the pen. So recently, for my job, I had to get a different kind of license than I normally would, and there was a class that I went to in Chantilly, Virginia.
I think I still have my license for that, actually.
A little bit of local Twitter for you, but I had to go take a class, and I went there, sat down. This other girl sat next to me. Everybody's in a class. You have seen movies, and you know what things are. But I was sitting there, and I was taking like notes, and I put my pen down, and then I pushed my binder back, and it fell down, and I didn't notice. And then the girl to my right apparently had an identical sort of pen, and because I thought that she had switched with me, and I thought that she took my pen off the ground. I reached over to her desk to grab my pen, and then she at the same time reached down to grab my real pen and put it up on her desk, and she saw me with mine, and I guess she just assumed it was identical, so everything was fine. Basically, we switched pens, and I'm writing with mine, and I noticed that mine has less ink, way less ink than I had when I got in. It was like a brand new pen when I took it out that most recently, and I look over at hers, and hers has more, like the exact level that I had. So I'm like, I think you have my pen, and she's just like, oh no, I brought this with me, and then she goes back to talking to the girl next to her, and I'm like, no, I'm pretty sure that that's mine. If you look on the inside, I have this tendency to scratch. Leave me alone. And I have a tendency to scratch, and the 7 is basically coming off if you look.
Oh my
and she's
God.
like, if it's that important, whatever. And then she switches with me, and we just go back to normal shit. But it was, everyone in the class was looking at me because I had to raise my voice just a little bit to talk louder, and it was a quiet room. Damn, but I got my pen back. It's my pen, bitch.
If you ever have to work with those people, because there's a good chance, because they're all
Nope, never saw them again.
Well, if they're the same company, you might have to, but maybe they're not. Anyways, this sounds like a fucking Seinfeld or Curb skit.
But it is my fucking pen. All right, leave me alone.
You're fucking George Costanza to a T in this situation.
No, I'm not. Definitely don't want to be compared to him.
What is this? I figured I would ask you because you seem to know more about this. What's going on with Neon Genesis?
Evangelion? Well, the
Netflix,
the redub came out on Netflix.
Yeah,
so I can't. Why? It's been so long since I've watched this through. But Shinji, I believe, is the main character's name, and Kawari is this other kid who they have romantic encounters. Both men, both little boys, not little boys, boys.
Whoa.
Whatever. There's gay shit is what I'm saying, all right?
Okay.
And that's in the Japanese version. Specifically on Twitter, what's circulating around is which episodes you should skip and blah, 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 and all that. But there's also a bunch of uproar, rightfully so, to be honest, about lines that have been changed for these new dubs and subs. On Netflix, and specifically they were talking about and I could be butchering all of this, by the way, but I was just browsing Twitter and this is the information I collected. Yeah. But so anime Twitter, feel free to come for my neck for this. Actually, it's not it was the kanji on the left that made the difference. It's like, all right, but the panels that changed were words that changed were like and love were switched. So when
the old dub, it was love.
Yeah, in the old dub, it was love. So Kawaru would say I think I love you, and then later on, Shinji would talk to him like somebody else and say I think Kawari said that he loved me, and then no one has ever said that they loved me before. And in the new one, it's everything I just say except with People did not appreciate that, and especially during Pride Month.
That seems pretty weird that Netflix would.
I was worried you were about to say something like that. Doesn't seem that bad.
No, well, the thing is,
I butchered those names.
I don't think Netflix actually fucking they don't handle the translations themselves, do
They don't handle anything well.
Yeah, Netflix literally Netflix's whole strategy is throw as much fucking spaghetti at the wall and see what fucking sticks, because like most of their stuff is absolute garbage, and then like they get
Kawaru,
lucky with
fuck!
shit.
I'm an idiot. It's Shinji and Kawaru. I'm an idiot, and I should be
Kawaru.
hung by the neck. All right, go ahead.
Anyways, I remember when this announcement was made. This was like a fucking year ago. They were like, Neon Genesis is coming to Netflix, and everyone's like, "Oh, that's great." And the trailer they released looked so fucking cool, and I was like, I can't wait to fucking watch this. And then everyone was just like, yeah, it's actually not that like action packed or something, and I was just like, oh, okay, whatever.
It's pretty boring in most parts, yeah.
Fuck. And then it just dropped out of nowhere. I didn't even know it was coming out today until
Neither did I.
everyone was just like, Neon Genesis is out, and I'm just like, why did they drop that trailer like a fucking year ago? I was so hyped, and then I completely forgot that I was hyped. Like, way to fucking like ruin your marketing. I'm stuck over here watching Jessica Jones season 3. Could have been watching anime censored gay relationships this whole time.
What a treat you missed out on. But apparently there's a bunch of like episode guides that are just basically jokes like, you should skip episode 1 through 26, and there's only 26 episodes.
Sounds great. That's what I did with Naruto. I literally skipped like 100 episodes of the original Naruto series because they were all filler episodes or whatever. The whole anime, the way those shows are structured is so weird because like,
yeah,
if it's not based on the manga, it's bad. But then like, why even waste the money on anything else? I don't understand what they're doing.
A lot of Evangelion is Shinji screaming. And
what is Shinji? Oh, the kicker.
What is Shinji? What is this Shinji you speak of? But so there are things called angels,
like, whatever.
Angels who appear on Earth, and
they're robots, right?
The EVA program showed. Well, I guess you could call them robots. They're sort of like not robots, but robots.
But they're not the big robots.
The EVA program. Shut up. The EVA program.
Are those the robots?
Shut up! And it's made. I think I'm not sure it's spearheaded, but it's led in part by, sponsored in part by Shinji's
Coca-Cola.
dad. Shinji's dad. And one day Shinji gets sort of like kidnapped almost and taken to this area, and he's like. His dad's like, "You're gonna pilot this EVA, you little bitch," and then Shinji just is like, "I don't want it though," and he's like, "Fuck you, little bitch," and then he makes him. And then he goes out to fight this. He goes out to fight this robot monster, and he gets fucked over. But then something takes over because the robots are big meat men with suits of mechanical pieces on them.
So the robots are alive,
kind of.
Okay.
And it's a spiritual sort of link or something with the pilots.
This sounds a lot like Pacific Rim.
So then it goes fucking berserk and rips apart the monster that was attacking the city. And then eats it. And then Shinji goes unconscious, and then that's the end of the first episode, as I recall. But, yeah, so that's the plot. And then it sort of becomes sort of like Monster of the Week for a while. There's a competing company in one of the episodes who makes their own EVA program.
It's Amazon.
That's powered by Jeff Bezos' forehead or something like that. And the nuclear energy goes haywire, and they don't know how to stop it. So then the EVA program comes in and is like, "So you idiots need our help," and then they do their sort of touting their own assholes and stuff. And
EVA takes on the Chernobyl crisis.
Then there's this German bitch who's, I love her and hate her at the same time. Don't remember her name, but she's
like
pretty
a white
cool.
Supremacist?
No, she's got this big red mech, and then they fight this water monster. Yeah. I haven't gotten very deep into the series, so I couldn't tell you if it gets super boring. I just know there's a lot more talking in the later episodes.
Okay.
And
Well,
the dub, if you're actually interested in watching the English dub, apparently is ass. I don't know about the Netflix one, though.
I like watching it in English because I'm a pleb, and I love.
And I like to do stuff
listen to
besides watch it while I do stuff. You know.
Exactly. If I'm watching a sub, I always have to be paying attention, which is so annoying. Which sounds terrible because you should always be paying attention to your shows. But like, when characters that I don't give a shit about are talking, I don't really want to be giving it my full attention. Whatever. I hope this show makes people happy. but it doesn't sound like it is. So
Nope.
that sucks.
Nobody's happy. Everybody's angry.
I thought that for some reason them getting the rights to this anime was
A godsend?
no, it was them doing it in preparation of making a live action version, which is
God,
not
I
the case.
fucking hope not.
That is Cowboy Bebop, is what I have it confused with, which is still happening for some reason. Even though, to be honest, I like the cast involved. John Cho is a good actor, but other than that, I don't know who else isn't making it. It could be fucking a 13-year-old kid directing everything, but who knows? Oh shit! The guy from fucking. Did you watch Luke Cage season 2? I don't blame you if you didn't.
The one with the
It's
the-
Bushmaster.
yeah, that guy.
Yeah, he's in it. He's playing Jet. He's playing Jet.
What?
Yeah.
That kind of sounds really cool.
I know.
I
Right?
hope they don't do this though. Oh god.
It's happening. They cast these people.
Have you seen this whole series?
Cowboy Bebop? I've seen half of it. I keep rewatching.
Did you do the
and
episode where
restarting
Jet
it.
goes back home and then talks to the lady?
I didn't see that. No.
It's a pretty good episode. You should watch that.
I need to watch that. The only animes I've seen all the way through are Naruto, the original one,
Jesus Christ.
My Hero Academia,
Oh my god.
which isn't
My Hero
technically
Academia
over.
is a fucking breeze, bro. I love it.
It's so good. Like
Isn't
I like
it
it 'cause
satisfying?
it's easy to get into and it's easy to enjoy. Minus all the meta parts. I wish I could just yank him out of the screen. And
God,
choke
he's such a
him.
piece of shit.
I don't know who these other actors are, but Daniela Pineda. She was in Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom, which is not promising.
Oh, what? Is she playing the little girl?
She plays Faye.
Um,
Daniela Pineda, wasn't she?
Whoever plays Faye better, be good
I
at
mean-
playing kind of a garbage person.
I mean, I kind of like that they're getting. They're like, I never. When you watch the anime,
What?
the race, it's kind of hard to discern race, especially when you watch it in English dub and they have like Western accents. So like to me, when I was watching Cowboy Bebop, which the English dub is like actually really good and most people recommend it, I immediately think like, oh, Spike is just like a white dude, and Faye looks more Asian, but like she still kind of strikes me as white. I don't know, but I appreciate that they're kind of like getting ahead of cancel culture, outrage, whatever the fuck, and like casting competent actors that are also like of an appropriate background, I guess you could say. Although Jet was never
All the names are funny in that show. Jet
They
Black,
really are.
you're talking about?
Jet Black, yeah.
Faye
Which
Valentine, Spike Spiegel.
they really couldn't come up with whatever. And
I can't remember what the dog's name is. It's like Rin or something.
I love the dog. It's definitely not
Corgi?
Rin.
No, it's like Fee or Wee or Psy.
I don't know. But Alex Hassel, who I don't know, is playing Vicious, who I didn't get too far in the show. So I guess I never ran across this character.
It's a very apt name for his character.
Alex Hassel. He seems like a threatening dude, but he hasn't really been in much.
What is he?
He's
What's
best
his name?
known. He's playing Alex Hassel, Hassell. He looks threatening. He looks like he could play a villain, but he also looks like he is sad all the time.
Ooh! I like that. He looks
I don't know.
terrifying.
Let me see.
If
What
they
the
give him
original-
long hair and a sword.
Let me see what the.
I wonder how they're gonna do the
Oh! This guy. Yeah, he's in the opening. I'm an idiot. I know who this is.
Stop looking things up and stuff.
I love looking shit up, man.
Yeah, I know, but they can't see that. Hey guys,
Well,
forgot you were there.
I'm assuming the audience is much smarter than me. I'm constantly just having.
They're
to learn.
definitely not. You're assuming way too much about them. They're stupid and dumb.
Oh, so I'm way smarter than the audience. Fuck yeah. Fuck you guys. Anyways, this is why like I'm actually
we got you, audience.
this is why I'm excited for this show. It looks okay.
Is it?
The cast is gonna be great. They're all so talented.
Who are you? What are you talking about? Is this your words or
Cowboy
somebody else's?
Bebop. This is me. This is me right now.
Oh,
I'm 100%. Who is? I'm looking up the creator right now, though. Oh, hang on. It's the original creator.
Yeah, he's there.
We don't have to worry about anything.
I don't know about that.
It's the guy.
I like the idea of because
He wrote the show. And now
um
he's writing the new one. We're fine.
apparently he based Spike Spiegel off of this old live action TV show character or movie character who looks very much like Spike Spiegel.
Oh. What do you know what the character was?
I do not, but you can probably look it up.
I'm good.
He's like this gumshoe, either detective or like.
I didn't realize that the guy who did Cowboy Bebop also did Mobile Suit Gundam. This dude is an incredibly thorough career. Did he do Cowboy Bebop? It says he did the movie. Maybe he didn't do the TV series. I don't know.
Cowboy Bebop, the movie where there's that scene where he fights someone with a mop.
I did not see the movie.
I like that scene,
but I've heard about it. I remember Mobile Suit Gundam was like one of those things that like seemed way cooler than it actually was. Like I feel like the anime was actually not that interesting.
There was a lot of nothing going on. It looked like, oh my god, there's gonna be robots fighting every episode, but it was not like that.
I remember. I think I'm also just soured because I went to the dollar store, back in the local mall when it wasn't renovated and it was still shitty. I went to a dollar store there and I got like a Mobile Suit Gundam figure from the dollar store, and it fell apart as soon as I opened it outside of the store.
You're dumb.
And they wouldn't replace it for me. So I was like, fuck Mobile Suit Gundam.
You know what I just recently thought about again?
What?
There was a party I went to in College Park with a friend.
Great place. There's an IKEA there.
And there was just like a Never Have I Ever sort of game playing, and we were all just sitting there as you do, and it was like, never have I ever done crack, or somebody said that.
Okay.
And I put a finger down because I thought it was something else, or it was like some I was lying. And
as one does.
And they were like, "You've done crack?" And in my head I'm thinking about coke, which is also a lie. But I was like, "Yes." And because I don't know the difference. I didn't know the difference at the time between crack and coke. Coke is the thing you snort. Crack is the thing you smoke.
I mean, crack cocaine they're related.
They are related. One is much worse.
Yeah.
And
okay.
And basically they were like, "You've smoked crack." And I was like, I was too far in because I didn't want to seem like I didn't know what I was talking about. So I was like, "Yeah." And they were like, one of them was just silent and the other one was like, "Word." And then they moved on with the game, but no one wanted to talk to me after that. I don't know why I just thought of that.
Why do you do this to yourself?
I don't know.
You really
Leave me
just
alone.
Like, even when you thought it was just coke, why would you lie about that?
Because I wanted to seem cool in front of my new friends.
But did anyone else
Yes.
put their finger down?
Yes.
Other people smoked crack.
I don't remember, actually.
Because if other people smoke crack, then it's weird that they were singling you out. That's not cool. But don't do crack. It's not good.
Or coke. Don't do that either.
Just stick to the easy stuff, kids. Don't ruin your lives.
Do you want to hear a story about D&D?
Tell me about it. Ooh, I forgot. I'm excited to say that my group is finally meeting fucking next weekend. We're locked in.
Meeting and fucking next weekend?
Mm-hmm. We're meeting and fucking.
But basically the last thing that happened last time on Dragon Ball Z, we went through this whole process of we were in a space battle. We were manning guns and running back and forth and making dice rolls to see if our artillery cannons. It's a big world, all right?
There's space
in our world, and Morgan is a very thorough person. He spent like 3 months making the ship.
This is canon. It's okay.
Literally cannon. We were firing cannons like flak guns. I was, at least, at this ship. And then he says he rolls for damage for the ship. There's a big hole that appears in the hull, and so Evan closes off that area so that none of the atmosphere will leak out. And then I have to go repair it, and I put on a spacesuit. And then for a while, it becomes sort of the Evan show because his character knows everything about high technology and has to fix a bunch of things on the ship. So it's like 20 minutes solid.
The squad is just fucking stupid.
What? Yeah, I mean, I'm like middling technology, and Ryan's character is a wizard who doesn't know anything about high technology or middle technology. It is just fantasy character. But yeah, it becomes sort of the Evan variety hour, and it's like 20 minutes of basically we have nothing to do, and I'm just keep basically all of my involvement is just rolling to see if I can effectively patch piece by piece of the hole in the wall. So I've been just checking Twitter and just ignoring what's going on and waiting for my name to be called. And then finally I hear my name again, and it's like, all right, what do you do? And I'm like, is it a wall patch? And he's like, yep. And then I'm like, cool. And then I go back to the what's it called? The cockpit or the bridge of the ship. And I walk in, and he's like, you see Tamare, Evan's character, sitting at the controls, typing furiously away. And then there's a giant robot that runs the ship named Equilibrium, who is basically under Evan's control most of the time and has been sort of like the butler of the ship. And it's like this huge, like 8-foot tall, giant hulking robot. And Moore's like, and you hear as Equilibrium is walking away, new orders accepted, attempting to whatever. It's like, just like I'm about to complete orders. It's basically information I've been relayed. And with context clues. He's walking away, and I'm like, oh, fuck. So basically what I'm reading from this situation is Evan is no longer Evan. Something has gone wrong, and he has just sent the robot on someone else's orders to break the ship, is what I assume. So I immediately pull my gun and do this thing I have, which is overcharge, which is put my ring into the side of the gun and then just blast it like the golden gun in Destiny, just like huge beam. And the robot tanks it and then looks back at me and starts to attack. And I have this ability called parry, where I can take out my knife and then just block any two melee attacks. And this robot can attack 3 times in one turn. So I block the 2, and then he wheel kicks me in the chest, and I'm down for -1 HP. And then Ryan's character has to get up and revive Evan, and then finally it all like fixes, and Evan was under the control of some wizard in another ship. But I very nearly died. It was very close. I mean, we all would have died if I hadn't attacked, because he was about to go blow up the engine room or something like that. But yeah, that was fucking scary.
Dude, I love that. I love that D&D, even though it's all on paper and like on imagination, like
it was so real.
You get the best stories out of it. Like, because there's so much more freeing than playing like a video game, because in a video game you're just limited to whatever is in the fucking game. But D&D, you can just literally imagine whatever the fuck you want.
Totally.
I love that. Which is, I've been listening to this D&D podcast called The Adventure Zone, which is really, really fucking funny. I think you would enjoy it.
Okay.
It's by the guys who do you know that podcast, My Brother and Me?
I do, yeah.
Yeah, it's those guys, and it's just their Dungeons and Dragons
I've watched
podcast.
many animated versions of their adventures.
Yeah, they're fucking hilarious. Because I was trying to figure out, well, I need to listen to something to kind of like learn how a game goes. And it was either that or like Critical Role, which I've heard is good, because it's all like professional voice actors. But
with Matt Mercer and stuff. There was recently a Stephen Colbert version of that.
Yeah, I heard that was good. But the issue was that they didn't have like the earliest episodes on Spotify or something, so I couldn't start from the beginning.
I think that's more of a show that you watch, to be honest.
Yeah, like that's the other one I was trying to figure out. Like, should I be watching something or should I just be listening? But the Adventure Zone, even though honestly I do find myself, and this is a problem with kind of like a lot of podcasts in general, I like will space out and then I will not realize what happened. And in the Dungeons and Dragons podcasts, that's bad, because then I have no idea what's going on in the story.
You gotta pay attention.
Yeah. But you know, theirs is like not very serious at all.
No.
So
it does actually get serious, though. Now that I think about it, they have actual arcs and acting for those characters.
That's what I've heard. Is that like at the very beginning, at least, that it's like
no, it's very slapdash.
Yeah. But like later, I've seen like some angry Reddit posts being like, "This show is no longer just brothers hanging out and having fun.
Way too serious.
It's just an excuse for, whatever brother to like show off his storytelling abilities or whatever." And I'm just like, okay.
Griffin.
Like the thing is, like the earliest episodes, are from like fucking 2014.
Then their dad comes in, and it's like it's super like meaningful, and it's all like such a beautiful story and stuff.
I love the dad, dude. The dad is so fucking hilarious.
Isn't he wholesome as fuck too?
He's great.
He looks like he sounds like he wears cargo shorts and has a mustache.
He's like, there was like some situation where the characters were all like hanging out and like traveling, and they were like, we should have a travel song, and he was like, dad, I forgot what character the dad is, but he was like, I got one. Y'all like Kenny Chesney? He starts singing Kenny
That's
Chesney.
so wild, dude. My character does the same shit. Felix is from like a very sort of like maybe I would say like 2050 in terms of high technology, but it's very similar to Earth in a lot of ways. Sort of a little Mad Maxy, sort of like middlingly futuristic. And I like to reference things that actually happen in real life, but change a few of the words. And one of the things I did that I didn't change any of the names of the thing was I sung the song that Quint from Jaws sings when he's talking to the guy who, the oceanographer, the sharkologist or whatever. He's like, farewell unto two Spanish ladies, because this little girl needed to be, calmed down. And I chose to sing that song, and then Morgan laughed, and he was the only one who got it.
Like, there was it's funny because their DM is their brother Griffin, and he's the one who like writes all these fucking stories and stuff, which are actually pretty good. Like,
they're pretty
good.
good.
Especially this first one is like a good combination of being interesting but also funny. And he's just like, your character doesn't know who Kenny Chesney is. That's not in universe. But then like they have another character who is a wizard, is played by their brother Tyler, I think. I still don't know, like,
girl?
No. It's like his character is named Taco, Tako, and his like quest is he's like slowly discovering the concept of a taco as they're going on their adventure. So like he discovers like the concept of like grinding and like grinding things to like make it like coarser and like finer or whatever, and then he's like discovering the process of like meat and like grinding meat, and he's like, okay, and then like he just discovered spicy seasoning. So he's slowly just getting all the pieces of like discovering a taco, and it makes no fucking sense. It doesn't actually like matter to the story, but it's just like pretty like fucking funny, like that those discoveries will just come up for no reason
love that
whatsoever.
so much.
So it's just like small shit like that is funny, and like all the like the villain characters are like really funny. Like they're trying to save their friend like Barry Blue Jeans or whatever. And it's just the names alone like fucking get me. So I hope my campaign kind of runs like that and isn't too serious. The guy running it seems chill. So.
Griffin is also one of the most quick-witted people I have ever listened to. He's so fucking fast, and the things he references are so like 3 steps in funny to where you'll find it funny, but it takes you a second. It's like, oh my fucking god, that's hilarious. Like you didn't even think about it, but then you're laughing. It's amazing. All those guys together are a great combination.
I know, they're fucking. I want to see if they. I don't know if they do a YouTube version.
They do. They have like animatics and stuff and little like compilations.
Oh shit!
Not full episodes, I don't believe, unless I'm completely mistaken.
Zone. Oh, they just have like animations. You're right.
Yep.
Episode 1. Yeah. It's just. I mean, I can't blame them. That would be a lot. Does Funhouse do any D&D stuff?
I'm currently watching them play through again. But you have to have a first membership to have the whole thing, and I don't like the clipped version where it's just edited to be shorter because I miss out on some of the funnier parts. So I've been watching that.
Yeah.
It's called Twits and Crits.
There's all these animations of like taco and like all this
Yeah.
stuff. This is pretty funny. I love this.
We should probably wrap it up.
We should. We are an hour. Wow, time flies. We got some emails though. Got a few ones. This one's.
Do any of them have pictures? Don't read them.
What the fuck did I get? Oh, never mind. I got a random email. Hey dudes, been listening for about 6 months now, and I have to say, you're all really dumb, but I'm also a stupid idiot, so you keep me entertained. I wanted to ask your opinion on the fact that my whack-ass grandparents bought their own island in Panama. I think it's insane that you can even do that, but yeah, is that as insane as I think it is? I don't know. Have an above average day. They also included a cute picture of their 2-year-old niece, which no one can see, but I appreciate it. She's nice, and she seems to be enjoying whatever
Who was that?
toy sandwich making set. I love this. It's from Josh.
Josh? Where are you seeing Josh?
It's at the top.
You're reading at the top? What are you, an idiot?
Yes, I'm reading at the top.
Stupid idiot.
Fucking idiot. I think that is fucking crazy, and I do not understand why people can just buy islands. The thing is, when you buy an island, you're buying like a small, insignificant one. So, like, how do you even get out to that island? Do you need to pay someone to like boat you there? Do you just get really good at boating yourself? There's just a lot of like logistical things I would like to know about. Is there internet on the island?
You can do what Magneto does and just create one out of metal. Call it Genosha.
Oh, did you watch Dark Phoenix?
I did.
Like, I will have to go watch it.
It's so fucking bad.
It's really. Is it
you
bad
had
'cause
this
it takes
opinion. It's
itself
like,
too
oh, it can't be
seriously?
as bad as X-Men Origins, or it can't be as bad as any of the other ones. And I'm like, I don't know. And then I saw it, and it's, oh my god, it's so bad. It's probably the worst ever made.
Is it bad because it's stupid or bad because it's boring?
Super dumb. Super dumb. There's also plenty of boring shit. Literally, the aliens are the most generic, like, we will destroy you. It's so bad.
I hate that.
Can I read this email that's about D&D?
Yes, you can.
This is from Renee. Hey, dudes. Hearing you guys talk about your D&D characters, who sound fucking cool, by the way. Thank you. Made me so fucking happy to listen to. I love hearing about the design and passions people put into them, and as a soon-to-be first-time DM for my own campaign, I wanted to know if it'd be okay to possibly include either cameos or allusions to y'all's characters, like as heroes of legend or something like that. I'd love to do that, but I get it if you dudes don't want that. Don't die, and lots of love to you guys. Adrian. Plus, P.S. Alex, if you can't pronounce my name, it's okay. I've dealt with that a lot over my 20 years of agony.
I just don't know
Good
why
thing
you're
I was
reading
reading, and he
your
can't
email,
read anyway. So that's good. And yeah, you can totally include Felix. He's just a gruff, angry person who is manipulative, lies a lot, has a lot of charisma, and he's a handsome 45-year-old man who shaves his head.
You can also feel free to include Kato. He's a very charismatic rogue, a half-elf. Think Jack Sparrow in just the first Pirates of the Caribbean movie. But maybe a little smarter than that. Also has a lot of trauma. Lost
Looks nothing like Johnny
sister.
Depp.
He's a swashbuckler to like kind of like hide a deeper seated issue. But he is also slow to make friends and companions. But once he does, he's loyal to the end. So that's kind of that character. Feel free to do what you will with that. But do let us know how you include that in your campaign. I'm curious to see how you do that. But also, congrats on DMing. That's not honestly.
That sounds
like,
hard.
Seems super fucking hard. So honestly, respect to like anyone who.
I feel like I
does
could do the storytelling pieces and the lore and stuff and effectively roleplay with characters, but I don't know if I'd be able to keep track of like health points and stacking bonuses and all that shit. It sounds hard.
Yeah. Like to be a DM, I feel like you just really need to know like the rules really well. The story stuff sounds really fun, and I could see myself doing that at some point, but just like the rest of it, I don't even know. So props to you, Renee. You're swell. This one is from. We did this one. This one is from Mustafa. Hey dudes, so would you rathers are great, and I was going through a bunch with my friend. We mostly landed in the same side except on the question that said, would you rather be a reverse mermaid or a reverse centaur? I attached a photo on the site because that shit is horrifying. We thought that the picture was too ridiculous, so we just went with upper body of whichever animal. The stupid fucking idiot picked reverse centaur. Can you believe it? I mean, hooves for hands. What kind of fuckery is this? At least with fins, you might be able to grip stuff. Anywho's, which would y'all pick? P.S. The person in this video below is basically how Patrick feels about raccoons.
I'll play this video.
Y'all have really good pod. Love it.
Personality flaw as a human is how badly I want to domesticate a raccoon.
I like that.
Jesus, these photos
But,
are terrifying. What the fuck?
So it's basically a woman in a bikini with a fish on her head and a guy in a tank top with half of a horse body, as in 2 legs of a horse sticking out of his neck, including a head. So
it's more just like replacing like your head, not even like
Yeah.
your upper body. That's fucking crazy.
I kind of like that because then I could be like Can't remember his name. The guy who has Stormbreaker in the comics. What is his name?
Beta Ray Bay.
Beta Ray Bill.
Beta Ray Bill.
He's a horse-faced alien man who picks up Thor's
well.
hammer and then beats the shit out of him. And then Odin gives him his own hammer called Stormbreaker. It's got an axe on one side. He goes to Planet Hulk, hits the shit out of everybody. It's pretty rad.
Exactly. I would also be the horse because fish cannot breathe.
Because it might make your wiener small.
That too. This one is from Norman West Allen, like a regular writer into the show. What does he want this week? I really need to share this with the world. I am sexually attracted to Bumblebee from Transformers. I crave his giant robot nut. That sweet, sweet robot nut. P.S. I'm definitely not Patrick. Well, thank you, Norman. I definitely would not have suspected you were Patrick because your name is Norman. Thanks for writing to the show, bud. Really appreciate your comment.
If I ever write in again using somebody's pen name, I don't remember what the first one I used. It will be way better than that. So that's how we know the difference between you and me.
I feel like you'd use that one.
Norman West Allen? I just think of Barry Allen and Norman West. Barry Allen and Wally West.
I need to keep track of this.
And Norman
also, I want to
Osborn.
give a shout out to our new $5 tier Patreon, Joshua. You're great, bud. Thank you. You're fucking cool. I will hug you.
I'll lick your wiener.
No. This one it says do not read. But Rory.
Glad you mentioned it.
I just don't know why people have different fucking sign-offs from their email names. Change your email name so I'm not fucking calling you something else. Thank you, Rory or Sydney or whatever your name is. We appreciated your email. Let me check the YouTube comments real quick. We might have some on there because we never check those. And occasionally, people will say something insightful, but occasionally, they do not.
They'll have some heated gamer moments is what they'll have.
Heated gamer moments. We have that one kid who just comments like tits or something really fucking crazy.
He says trust no thought as Mason Yelna.
That guy. We have this one guy who keeps saying he doesn't like the intro song. Get fucked.
We might change it. Who knows? We just wanted to have it something unique to us.
Sabrina, thank you for your comment. You say, on the topic of gym class, around the 7th grade, I was made fun of for being chubby. I became really concerned with my weight and stopped eating lunch at school. So I was roughly 5'7", 115 pounds by the time I entered high school, which was really underweight. In gym in high school, we had to weigh ourselves in the beginning of the year and the end of the year, and the teacher would say our weight out loud, which is just more material for horrible kids to use to make fun of each other. My freshman year, I gained a closer group of friends who encouraged me to eat more and gain back a healthy amount of weight. At the end of the year, we were weighing in again to compare from the beginning, and my teacher looks at my chart and practically yells, "Wow, you gained 25 pounds?" I stopped taking gym after that and took dance instead because fuck that. That is
your teacher sounds like a
crazy.
cunt.
What a fucking insane person.
Either oblivious or willingly shitty to a bunch
I
of
really
kids.
don't know why older boomers are fucking terrible.
Well, look at that. You're a regular cow.
What a fucking asshole.
I don't know.
Thank
what
God your
everyone's
friends
talking
showed
about.
up, dude.
I don't know what
Dude.
we're talking about that prompted that, but yeah, good thing you got those friends though.
Thanks for sharing.
Thank you for sharing. Max asks, why did this take so long to release? It's because I forgot to do the video.
Sucks. He's the worst.
I know. I have comments awaiting review. Oh man, I hope we had some heated gamer moments in the comments. Let's see. How's it going? Great content. Did you consider using 300promo.com to promote your videos? This guy might be onto something. Thanks, Christopher.
It's a form of advertising exclusively about the Zack Snyder film about the 300 Spartans.
Oh, that makes sense. So, like, the guy will
It's
read
run
our
by
ads
Leonidas himself.
by yelling it. I'm a big fan. Anyways, that's all for that. Just want to give a quick shout out to our Patreon patrons. If you want to become someone who is dumb enough or genius enough to give us money on Patreon, that's patreon.com/PrudeDudes. Shout out to Brianna, Cassidy, Chelsea, David, Aaron, Everson Joe, Jesse, Joshua, Kane, Monty, Rebecca, Sydney, Tara, that loser Travis, Vanessa, and Jessica. You guys are all incredible. I would firmly shake your hand if I ever met you in person. If you want to send an email into the show, which you always welcome, tell us stories, send us art, send us your relative's ashes. We'll open a PO.
Complain
PO
about
box for that.
something.
Yes, please complain. You can send that to prudedudes@gmail.com. You can also find us at prudedudes on Instagram and Twitter. Send us good memes. If they're bad, we will block you. That's about it, guys. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you again next week.